Good morning, everybody. Today is April 30, the last day of April. I want to talk real quick about your COVID update. You know, the Omicron and sub-Omicron, the Omicron subvariants. They did a little bit of a push up there in the Northeast, New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, that area, but it hasn't had this huge spike. Now, we are averaging like 80,000 cases here in the United States for the last several days. And I will tell you the hospitalizations are finally starting to go up about 14, 15%, 40% up in the Northeast. It kind of depends on where you're living, but it's not this huge increase, which just as a reminder, there's a lot of vaccine immunity as well as post-infection immunity. The problem with post-infection immunity is we just don't really know how long that's good for. In addition, we're not sure if it's going to affect you from any other variants that come along. Now, I've always said that, these pandemics come in three surges. No, we're not on our fifth surge or eighth surge. We've literally have had two surges. First one, started the first year. All last year was, we had that Delta surge and then the Omicron. No, when you look back in history, it'll all be one surge from the fall through the Omicron winter. And now we're currently back down. Now, this little blip, I don't think will qualify as a surge, quite honestly. But for those of you watching me from Illinois, the Midwest, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, your numbers are going up. I'd be really careful. You either need post-infection immunity or post-vaccination immunity. It's all natural immunity, trust me. So if you are high risk, I would get boosted. If you're definitely high risk, I would get that second booster, so 4 shots total. If you had the Pfizer or the J&J, I would switch to the Moderna. If you had the Moderna, you can stick with the Moderna. You'll be okay. But you're going to see an increase in the Midwest, Colorado, California, Florida. It's starting to come up in these little areas. It's not going to have a huge surge, but it'll be a little blip. And then one more funky variant. Now, something I've been talking about for the last month, China. Why is China shutting down Shanghai, a city of 25 million people? They've been shut down for a month, and they're just slowly starting to reopen. And also Beijing, its capital city, also about 20 million people, completely on lockdown. And we're not talking like U.S. lockdown. We mean China, communist China lockdown. You can't leave your house, your apartment, or you're in trouble. Now, I've always asked this question: what do they know that we don't know? Because we have 2.5 years of data on coronavirus now, on SARS CoV-2. They have their Chinese Sinovac vaccine. They went through a huge vaccination campaign. This time last year, they were back open up in business. So they know something we don't know. I'm telling you, they know something we don't know. And they released this little news insert that was buried. They said they have detected one case of human bird flu transmission, and then in the U.S. we also have a different strain of bird flu that a Colorado man tested positive. So I'm kind of curious if something's happening with coronavirus and bird flu. I'm just saying. And if you think about Shanghai, which is the largest shipping port in the world, that they would shut down the largest shipping port in the world. It's hurting the supply chain. All your food prices are about to go up. Apple, I don't mean an Apple. I mean your Apple iPhone, your iPad, technology, chips, cars. They're pushing this inflation up again. It's going to keep going up. So, I was looking at a freaking like Dodge Ram pickup truck. A new one popped up on my Facebook feed, a 2022 Dodge Ram pickup truck, Laramie, which is top of the line, $116,000 for a pickup truck, dude. Who remembers when $100,000 car was like, whoa, top of the line Mercedes or something crazy? A pickup truck, $116,000. It's crazy. So the Fed is scrambling to raise interest rates. I think it's gonna, you're not gonna do a parachute soft landing. I think we're gonna crash hard, and so a lot of people are gonna struggle with this. And I'm here to kind of cut through the noise, but I want to prepare you. There's something funky happening in China that's going to drive interest rates, that's going to stretch this pandemic out a little bit longer. And oh, by the way, Russia's like really screwing up in Ukraine. So go Ukraine. But my people in northern New Mexico are really struggling with wildfires right now. The town where Erica grew up in is the wildfires were about 20 miles away, and the winds changed. And as of last night, the fires are really on that very edge of her town, Las Vegas, New Mexico. So much so that we had to send some friends and family to evacuate her grandmother. And her grandmother's at risk of losing her property. And the fire has also damaged the watershed area, so the town is starting to lose its clean drinking water. We have a horrible wildfire season ahead of us, y'all. So that's only going to add to the stress and anxiety of people. And whatever the fuck is happening in China, man, I'd be very cautious. This is the time to check your insurance policies, find a good therapist, drink your coffee, tequila, vodka. You got it. Stay strong, everybody.